You're back. Hey, we back. Welcome everyone's episode on the Ultimate Sports TV, guys. We are in the midst of NFL free agency, and I already graded some NFL free agency signings so far in this NFL free agency period, guys. I did part one of that. I graded some great and surprising signings in that video, so go check part one out. Now we have entered part two. I am going to grade NFL free agency signings part two. A lot more signings have happened, and I am really excited to get into part two here. But before I grade these signings, please make sure you subscribe to the Ultimate Sports TV, because if you are not subscribed, you are missing out on so much, people, because this is the hot spot. Get lots and lots of time from the Ultimate Sports TV spot with NBA and NFL content. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and join the 2STV squad. Then when you're done with that, please like this video for me, share this video and YouTube channel, then comment down below some of your NFL free agency signing grades in the comment section down below, guys. Now let's get into part two of the NFL free agency grades. Let's start right now. Alright, I'm going to start this one off by grading Troy Hill to the Browns, and I'm going to give this one an A. I love this signing for the Browns. You already take John Johnson from the Rams, a premier safety, a top 5 safety, in my opinion, in the NFL. You take him from the #1 rated Rams secondary from last year, and you also take arguably the best slot corner, if not the best corner on the market in Troy Hill, and add him to his secondary that has Ronnie Harrison, who should have been a Pro Bowler last year, that has Denzel Ward, that has Greedy Williams, who is eager to play, and whenever he's out there, he makes plays. You have Grant Delpit in that safety room. You add Troy Hill to a cornerback room that has 2 special talents. You add him to John Johnson and Ronnie Harrison and Grant Delpit. The Cleveland Browns and Andrew Berry are really building a good secondary, and they have solidified to make sure that they really build up that secondary early here. Now, Troy Hill is a really versatile cornerback. He can play inside or outside in the slot, or an outside cornerback, and he is just a really good signing for the Browns here to really fix up their secondary. And I think with this signing and the John Johnson signing, the Browns secondary is going to be one of the top in the league, guys. So I'm giving this one an A. Now let's move on to Kenny Gallaudet to the Giants, and I'm giving this one an A-. I like this signing, but I do think Kenny Gallaudet was a tad bit overpaid. Let's not forget, he did not play a lot of games last year. If I'm not mistaken, he only played 2 games last year. So he did get $18 million. I thought he should have got about $16 million because he did not play last year, but I like this signing for the Giants, putting as much pieces around Daniel Jones as you can to really help him prosper and to help this team grow, because this team with now Kenny Gallaudet on their team has a lot of pieces, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You have Kenny Gallaudet, Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, now Kyle Rudolph, you have Evan Ingram, and you have Saquon Barkley. There's no excuse now for Daniel Jones to be good, and he just has to work this out, and I think signing Kenny Gallaudet will really take him to the next level. This is more about Daniel Jones than it is really about the team. And another piece that the Giants got for Daniel Jones to really prosper is Kyle Rudolph, and I like that. That's why I'm giving this signing right here an A. Kyle Rudolph to the Giants, I think it's a really good signing. I think this team is really going to be run-centric this year, and if you want to be a run-centric offense, you have to have at least 2 good tight ends, and I like what the Giants are trying to do here with Kyle Rudolph. I'm giving this signing right here an A. Alright, now we move on to Kenyan Drake to the Raiders. I'm giving this one a C+. At first, I was going to give it like a B, B-, B+, but I decided to give it a C because of the circumstances, and when you really look in depth, it's really just not a great signing. First, you wasted your money on a guy when you already have Josh Jacobs as your running back. You could have went for a cheaper price if you just went to go get a backup running back in the draft. You need offensive line pieces, you need defensive line pieces, and you need pieces in the secondary, but you decide to go get a running back who John Gruden said they're going to primarily use in the passing game. When you put all of that together, knowing you have Josh Jacobs, knowing you're not really going to use him as a running back, knowing you only liked him 2 games out of the whole 16-game season, knowing this guy is injury prone, knowing you waste $7 million on him when you could easily go get a running back in the draft. You need offensive line pieces, you need some key defensive pieces, and you go get a running back that you're not even really going to use as a running back. That's why I did not like this signing. The Raiders had a lot of money coming into the free agency, and this is like them trying to get a poor man's version of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I did not like the reasoning for signing this. They could have used money on any position elsewhere. I just do not like this signing for the Raiders, and I'm giving it a C+ right here. Mitch Trubisky to the Bills gets an A. I like this signing for the Bills, and I think he's a great backup quarterback for the Bills here. They didn't really use a lot of money on Mitch Trubisky, and I like the fact that he is not a great starter, not a good starter, but as a backup quarterback, I think Mitch Trubisky would be really good. If you don't have Josh Allen available and you need somebody to really get you out of the dumps, Mitch Trubisky is that right guy to be a backup quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback. He is a good backup quarterback for the Bills right here, and I'm going to give this signing an A. I like this signing for the Bills, and I think it was a smart decision. All right, the next backup quarterback free agent signing we got here is Jacoby Brissette to the Miami Dolphins, and I'm giving this one a B, not an A. I'm giving it a B. Now, Jacoby Brissette, I think he's a great backup. I think he's a good backup quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback, but when you know you have Tua Tagovailoa, who can sometimes be inconsistent as a starter, and you don't have Ryan Fitzpatrick anymore, you want the closest thing you want to get to having a backup quarterback as good as Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I don't think Jacoby Brissette is that. I think he's a good backup quarterback, but if you want to put someone other than Tua in, and Jacoby Brissette is that guy, I don't think you're really going to get that close to the playoffs. So I'm giving this signing for the Dolphins a B, because I do think Jacoby Brissette is still a good backup quarterback. But Kyle Fuller to the Denver Broncos gets an A+. I really like this signing for the Broncos. Now, you don't have to draft a cornerback in the NFL draft coming up really soon in April. You pick up Ronald Darby, and now you pick up one of the best corners in the NFL in Kyle Fuller. This is a great signing from the Denver Broncos, and now it really fills your void at cornerback, and I really like this signing for them. Their defense gets better, their secondary gets massively better. He is an upgrade over AJ Bouye. Now let's go to this next one. It's another corner, Justin Coleman to the Miami Dolphins, and I really like this signing for the Dolphins here. This one gets an A, and they did not overpay one bit in this one. Now, Justin Coleman has had some injury issues, and I think he got paid $4.5 million, and I really like this price for a guy that is still good playing his position, knowing he still has some injury issues. And I like this signing for the Dolphins here, and it really makes sure their secondary does not really go down, because they had a great secondary last year, and adding him really is a good piece. Now, another guy in the secondary, Anthony Harris, he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think it was a good decision for him to go to the Eagles, but it may have been the best money situation for him. When you're late in your career like Anthony Harris is, 31 years old, you don't want to go to a team that's not going to be able to compete for a Super Bowl. But it's a good signing for the Eagles. You put a veteran back there. The only reason I'm giving it an A- is because of the age he is at, but I like the fact that they have a playmaker and veteran back there in their secondary. I'm going to give this one an A-. Dalvin Tomlinson to the Minnesota Vikings gets an A-. I like how he fits the Minnesota Vikings system and what Mike Zimmer wants to do on defense. I like how he's a big body defensive tackle, and he can really be a good run stuffer and even a good pass rusher at times. I really think he fits the Minnesota Vikings scheme, and I'm giving this one an A-. Curtis Samuel to the Washington football team gets an A grade. I love this for the Washington football team. They have needed a wide receiver to go next to Terry McLaurin. This really helps out Terry McLaurin, and it really helps that wide receiving room. And you add Ryan Fitzpatrick this offseason. You give him Terry McLaurin. You give him Curtis Samuel. You give him Logan Thomas. You have Antonio Gibson in the backfield. I love the weapons that the Washington football team have right now, and adding Curtis Samuel to that, a guy who can be a burner downfield, a guy that you can use on special teams, a guy that you can use as kind of a gadget guy, is really good for the Washington football team. I really like how this team is shaping out. We already know what their defense is, but their offense has got significantly better, and I like this signing here for the Washington football team. This Curtis Samuel to the Washington football team signing gets a grade of an A. Riley Reiff to the Cincinnati Bengals gets a grade of an A. I really like this signing for the Bengals here. Now, a lot of us were like, hey, the Cincinnati Bengals should look to the draft, go look at Penei Sewell, see what you can get there, because you really need to protect Joe Burrow. They go out and get Riley Reiff, and I really like this signing for them. He is a really solid offensive tackle, and when you have Jonah Williams on the other side, you have some really good tackle combos there. Now, Jonah Williams is not the tackle everyone would wish for, so you can still go and get Penei Sewell, but I really like this signing here for the Cincinnati Bengals right here. I really love this signing for them, and it adds to their offensive line and the great players that they have have on the offensive line. They are really doing something great here with the offensive line here. So I am giving this grade for the Bengals. Riley Reiff to the Bengals. I'm giving this an A. Now let's move on to our next one, and that is Lamarcus Joyner to the New York Jets. And this grade gets an A. I really like this signing for the Jets here. It's a solid signing. They did not overpay for Lamarcus Joyner. Now, they are going to lose Brian Poole this offseason. They lost Pierre Desir earlier in the season. Now, Lamarcus Joyner really kind of fills that void. He can play safety. He can play cornerback. He's a solid rotational or starter player. He's a solid player in the secondary, and I really like how the Jets added an addition in Lamarcus Joyner right here, guys. Please give your NFL free agency signing grades in the comment section below, guys. This will do it for part 2. Part 3 is coming up next, guys. I'm really excited to get to that. But this is Malik Hicks, aka the Rank of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you in my next one.